Well, this is unbelievably weird. I feel like a motivational speaker. I should walk up and down, or like Madonna. And we just got in, and then we had to get a hire car, and then a lady had had an accident on the E47, so we're late. I'm really sorry. Let's start. I have never read with my wife before, even though we've known each other now for longer than we haven't. And I, apart from being the chauffeur and the chef, I'm now the warm-up man for my wife. I don't have a watch. Can someone lend me a watch? Thank you. Okay. Right. So I'm sorry that you've been sitting here in this warm room. I'm going to, I do write novels, but I don't fancy putting my prose up against my wife's prose, so I'm going to read some poetry tonight. Quickly and awkwardly, I think is how I shall read. So we're going to begin with a poem called Epithalamium, which you're all aware, I'm sure, is a poem for a marriage. Okay. You're beeswax and I'm bird shit. I'm mostly harmless. You're irrational. If I'm iniquity, then you're theft. One of us is supercalifragilistic. If I'm the most insane, disgusting filth, you're hardly curiosa. You're bubble wrap to my fingertips. You're winter sleep and I'm the bee dance. And I am menthol and you are eggshell. When you're atrocious, I am spell check. You're the yen, I'm the Nepalese pound. If I'm homesteading, you're radical chic. I'm carpet shock and you're the real. I'm memory foam day on price drop TV and you're the lord of misrule who shrieks when I surface in goggles through duckweed. And I am Trafalgar and you're Waterloo. And frequently it seems to me that I am you and you are me. If I'm the rising incantation, you're the charm, or I am, or you are. The title poem of this book is Go Giants, and it's a sort of long list of phrases beginning with go, which in English, it's a really good poem. But, okay. So the first phrase is go, go, gadget legs, which comes from a sort of 1980s cartoon about Inspector Gadget. I don't imagine he was very big in Denmark. Maybe he was. Okay. It's sort of, I'm never sure what this poem is. It's maybe partly autobiography, partly invective. Go giants. Go, go, gadget legs. Go right, go left, go wrong, go west. Go down to the sea in ships. Go down to the river and pray. Go fish, go first, go forth and multiply. Go in now and say goodbye. Go blind, go deaf, go short, go long, go to press, go to pot, go fuck yourself, go straight, go braves, go jump in a lake, go hard, go hide, go down with a case of, go ape, go without, go patriots, go halves, go slow, go under the knife, go under the sign of the war shaft, go one better, go great guns. Go south, go out in the midday sun, go red, go blonde, go vandals, go tell it on the mountain, go and sin no more, go compare, go nuclear, go back to E7 from E8, go paperless, go cowboys, go redskins, go naked, go to ground, go ahead, go abroad, go to grass, go slack, go all ironic, go down in a blaze of, go titans. Go for the sake of, go saints, go fly a kite, go against, go gaga, go in peace to love and serve the, go and get help, go directly to jail, go down in flames, go up in smoke, go for broke, go tell Aunt Rhodey, go tell the Spartans, go to hell, go into detail, go for the throat. I'll read 3 shortish poems about Northern Ireland, where I'm from, which are at the beginning of each of my 3 books, and it sort of form a triptych. The first poem is called Cuttings, and it's about a barber's shop where I get my hair cut when I'm back in Tyrone. Methodical dust shades the combs and pomade, while the wielded goodwill of the sunlight picks out a patch of paisley wallpaper to expand leisurely on it. The cape comes off with a matador's flourish, and the scalp's washed to get rid of the chaff. This is the closeness, casual once in the trenches, and as deft as remembering when not to mention the troubles, or woman, or prison. They talk of the parking, or carving, or missing, a beige lino, a red barber's chair, one ceramic brown sink, and a scenic wall calendar of the glories of Ulster, sponsored by J.B. Crane Hire, or some crowd flogging animal feed. About, say, every second month or so, he will stroll and cross the widest street in Ireland and step beneath the bandaged pole. Eelmen, gunmen, the long dead, the police, and my angry and beautiful father, tilted, expectant and open as in a deck chair outside on the drive, persuaded to wait for a meteor shower, but with his eyes budded shut, his head full of lather and unusual thoughts. The next poem's called Conversation, and it's about that bit when you suddenly realize that your in-laws are completely fucking crazy, and you suspect that your spouse is realizing the same thing about your family. Conversation. You can't believe the kind of thing my kind go on about, and I in turn can't understand the way your lot continually shout and shout each other down and eat as if someone's about to lift their plate and smash it. I point out what we talk about because we speak in code of what we love. Here, where afternoon rain pools in the fields and windows in the houses facing west turn gold. A flatbed lorry pulls out of the lane, the mysteries of planning permission. How someone got pregnant or buried. The local TV listings, bankruptcies, failed businesses, convictions. How someone put the windows in up at the parish hall. How someone else was nailed to a fence. How they gutted a man like a suckling pig and beat him to death with sewer rods. And the triptych closes with a book, with a poem called Condolence, which is about me remembering my mother always having to write condolence letters to people who were being killed in Northern Ireland. Condolence. Tucked up in the top bunk under my Spider-Man duvet, I half follow a story with a beginning and an end. Then she tiptoes the hallway to stand by the hearth and considers and sits and slips the ruled sheet behind the front page of a pad to write out in good phrases to wives and the parents of husbands. With such slow deliberation, the slack is blanched and collapses, and the fire consumed by its ashes. Okay, this is I'll do a love poem next called Light Pollution. You're the patron saint of elsewhere, jet-lagged and drinking apple juice, eyeing from the 6th floor window a kidney-shaped swimming pool, the very shade of Hockney blue. I know the left-hand view of life, I think, and it's as if I have, of late, forgotten something in the night. I wake alone and freezing, still keeping to my side. Each evening, tidal night rolls in, and the atmosphere is granted a depth of field by satellites, the hammock moon, aircraft sinking into Heathrow. Above the light pollution, among the drift of stars tonight, there might be other traffic. Migrations of heron and crane, the spectral skeins, convergent symbols, arrows, weather systems, white flotillas bearing steadily towards the summer feeding, a million flapping sheets. Who knows how they know? The aids to navigation might be memory and landmarks or the brightest constellations. Perhaps some iron in the blood detects magnetic north. I wish one carried you some token, some post-it note or ticket, some particular to document this instant of self-pity, his Orphic loneliness with dog. Advances, none miraculous, though the deadness of the house will mean your coming home may seem an anticlimax somehow, and a trespass. I think, as a general rule, if you write a poem about your pet dog, you're on a hiding to nothing, as we say. But I have written a poem about my pet dog, which is a pug. And do you know what a pug is? A mops. Yeah. So, it's not really a dog in lots of ways. It's sort of half Ewok. I don't know what it is. Hogarth, the painter, used to have pugs or mops. He's mentioned in here. What else do you need to know? It's the symbol of the House of Orange. King William, who is a big thing in Northern Ireland, obviously, kept pugs, and one of them barked and woke him up and saved his life. So anyway. It's mentioned in the poem, and I should explain it. There's a word in here, a Japanese word, karumi, which they use a lot to talk about haikus. It means kind of lightness of touch. It's still a poem about a pug. Anyway, it's three sonnets. Pug, bruiser, bat face, baby bear, bounce in your moon suit of apricot fur with some fluff in your mouth or a twig or a feather. Emperors bored you with the prize-winning ears, who grew from a glove to a moccasin slipper and have taken to secrecy recently, worming in under the furniture. To discover you here is to keep still and listen. The settee begins wheezing. Hogarth loved the fact that for your first half year, you hardly differed from a rabbit. When you're overexcited, you tend to get hiccups, but your weapon of choice is the sneeze. You squeak when you yawn and your tongue is unfurled in a semicircle, salmon pink on coastal rock, that trilobite embedded in the slate roof of your open mouth, perfect for the mascot of the House of Orange. Above the winter garden, a hair-thin moon reflecting. You're open as a haiku, all karumi, hint and sigh. The Buddha would have liked you. Watch us from your separate dream, then pad across to clamber through the plastic flap and plant your paws four square again on grass, like this. Your hackles bristle and you bark, and bark, and bark, and bark, at shadows and the fence, at everything behind the fence, the cuttings and the railway foxes. I read that poem once before I'd published my second book, and this woman came up to me and said, my husband is the pug judge at Crufts, which is our sort of national dog competition. And she said, he also runs the Pug Dog Club Weekly Bulletin. And would you, so of course, I said, yes, please put the poem in it. So I think I'm the only person who has in their acknowledgements, the New Yorker, the TLS, the New York Review of Books and the Pug Dog Club Weekly Bulletin. So things are going pretty well. I'll read a poem here called The Given. Shall I read that? Yeah, I'll read The Given. You can see I've clearly prepared this reading. Okay, this is called The Given. At first, they took the gift of smell. Oh well, we never used it much, though once or twice it let us know we hadn't lit the gas. We bit our tongues, then said, yes, help yourself. It is accepted we're losing our senses. Last year they came unpeeled each ear. Oh dear. We couldn't hear the cars come near, and once or twice we got ourselves in accidents. At night, we fingertip each other's breath to check. We held our tongues, then said, here, take the rest. On Tuesday, laws were passed to snatch our taste. It's no great waste. Our appetites and cigarettes had put those taste buds to the test, so as for us, we swallowed tongues, then shrugged to say, go right ahead. As long as they stay, we sit on our hands. Days diminish. Today, they confiscated touch. We can guess how hot the water is and in darkness estimate the distance to the bed. To accept these losses, we cover our faces, then scratch, be our guest, with a fork on the table. And then tonight they came for sight. We knew they might. A minute back they turned into the street. The door we've blocked with books now shakes. We play them tapes we had prepared, then hiss and mouth our tongueless chorus. But of course they cannot see, of course. I read that once and someone said to me, John Berryman's got a poem like that, but his is better. and he does, and it is. And it's at the end of it, the speaker loses his penis, but I can bring myself to. I'll read two sort of love poems. One to the wife, although, not my wife, just our wife. To the wife, where is it? After this ice blink and sudden death of the mammals, that wolfhound, our youngest, will poison with gravy on sponges. The calf, whose back leg you fatally shatter, driving home fast, too sad, from the clinic. And after neither of us have a mother or father, and we've washed up our minuscule 5 o'clock dinners, having potted around the stores all afternoon, mumbling, buttonholing assistants to complain about prices or rain, and change over our eyewear to examine the papers with that contemptuous squint we'll both have adopted, and decide how we've read all the books that we will, and think even those in the end offered hassle and pain. Do you think we could find a way back to an evening when holding each other will not be about balance, and all of the tunes are inside us and wordless? Yeah, all right. I'll just finish with two poems. That's not it. This one's called The Hall of Medium Harmony. The Hall of Medium Harmony is... I've never been to China, but I have read a Lonely Planet Guide. I've read some of a Lonely Planet Guide to China. This is about that. In lieu of a Gideon Bible, the bedside table drawer has a Lonely Planet Guide to China and a year-old Auto Trader. You skim through the soft tops, the imports, the salvage and breakers, then pick up the book. Over there, they are 8 hours ahead, so it must be approximately dawn in the Forbidden City, where something might evade the guides already at the entrance, might glide right past the lion dogs on guard, asleep in bronze, might fire the dew on the golden tiles, ignite each phoenix on its ridge, light. 9,999 rooms begin to warm under its palm. Here, in the book, is a diagram. There is the hall of union and peace, the hall of medium harmony, the meridian gate, the imperial library, the inner golden bridges. You fidget. You are, you admit, one of the earth's more nervous passengers. But it's different, this, a reasonable space. In the palace of an afternoon, a child king hiding in the curtain, listening. For a second apart from the turn of the thing, for a second forgetting the narrative's forfeit, how nothing can outlast its loss, that solace is found, if at all, in the silence that follows each footstep let fall on the black lacquer floor of the now, of the here, where you are, in the sunlight, blinking, abroad. I'll finish with the last poem from the first book. It's called An Evening Forecast for the Region. I lived in Boston for a while. We were at Harvard, and I think we were there for 7 months, and there was 2 weeks without snow on the ground, so we got a bit obsessed by it. This poem's about the weird leaps the mind makes when you're trying to get to sleep. Mentions Drum Manor in it. That's a forest near where I grew up in Northern Ireland. The evening forecast for the region. The weatherman for Boston ponders whether at naught the snowstorm coming north will come to town tonight. I swim around in bed. My head's attempting to begin its routine shift down through the old transmission to let me make the slope and slip the gear stick into neutral at the crown before freewheeling down the ocean road descent into the ghost town. There, the coastal one, with a stone pier bare as skin, familiar seafront houses hunched and boarded over for the winter, and beside the tattered nets, a rowing boat lies upturned on the beach. Aside from a mongrel, inside, asleep at someone's slippered feet, everything faces the sea. But the plumbing sighs are almost human. Airlocks collect and slide from duct to duct so the radiators whine. The hiding places grow further hidden. A priest hole's given over to a spider's architecture. A well tries on a grassy manhole cover, threaded, dangerous as fingers. An ivied sycamore in the forest at Drum Manor, resonant and upright and empty as an organ pipe, where for a panicked hour a boy will not be found. I arch one foot to scratch the other. I would shed myself to segue into sleep. I would enter. But the opening is of a new off-Broadway Hamlet. The gulf is war. This hiatus, my father's hernia. The clefts, a treble on the score of Scott Joplin's Entertainer. This respite is a care home. The recess, a playground. This division I slither into is a complicated sum, 13/7. I give in. I turn the television on. The weatherman for Boston is discussing how, thank heaven, the snowstorm missed and turned and headed out to sea. Is it particularly human, this, to lie awake, to touch the papery encircling bark, but watch through a knot and wait? Everyone on earth is sleeping. I am the keel scrape beneath the tidal breathing, which is shifting down through tempo to the waveform of the sea, the gathered even draw and lift of air. Further east, a blizzard of homogeneous decisions breathes above the folding and unfolding pain and counterpain of waves. As if the white so loves the world, it tries to make a map of it, exact and blank to start again, but the sea will not stay under it. The rice paper wafers are melting. Millions of baby nails cling to the wind, lifting hoarsely off the Atlantic. The whole thing is mesmeric. For hours, the snow will fall like rhythm. Listen. Thank you very much, folks.